Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jupiter James, where I do what I want, when I want, and today I want to get into some astrology. More specifically, getting more in depth into my moon sign series. I've done the sun, I've done the planets, I've done the rising signs, and now I want to get into my moon sign. I feel like this was a really good way to layer on top of astrology for my beginners or for my in-depth, astrologers or people who are very curious about their placements within their chart. Now, my Scorpios, this is going to be my Scorpio moon video, and the moon is very important when it comes to your big three or just in general in your birth chart or your astrology, because your moon is going to show me where you are at your core, underneath all the layers, under the facade, under the perceptions of what people think about you. Your moon is how you relate to the world. It's how your soul is relating to the world. It's the lens, it's the filter in which you are able to relate. And so for me, the moon sign is very important. It also shows me how your mother trained you to receive love, care, and adoration. What is the lens or the filter or the flavor in which you as a Scorpio moon receives love and care and adoration and friendship and togetherness? How do you as a Scorpio moon do that? And your mom trained you to do that in one way or another, indirectly or directly. This is the flavor in which you relate to the world. And so if that sounds good to you, my Scorpio moons, let's get into it. So now, like my Scorpio videos, I always say that my Scorpio videos, it's so funny because with Scorpio in general, a Scorpio doesn't want to be known, but a Scorpio wants to know everything about everyone and everything. Isn't that funny that a Scorpio is like, no, you can't know me, but I want to know everyone else? It's like my Scorpios are the two-way mirrors of the zodiac. It's like they want to see everything, but they don't want anyone to see that they're seeing everything. And that is it. I can end the video right here. Bye, see ya. JK. So listen, my Scorpio moons are going to be some of the most mysterious and sensual creatures on the planet. This is going to be Mars and Pluto mingling with the moon, and this is going to mean that for you, you're going to be a very, very, very intense and passionate moon sign and person in general. You're going to be someone that does not like surface relationships. You are not going to like surface driven things or people or places or situations. You're going to be someone that is literally like, if this does not set my soul on fire, I don't want to be a part of it. If this person, this friendship, this job, this career, this life doesn't set my soul on fire, I don't want to be a part of it. You are a very raw and very intense human being, and the way you relate with the world, the filter in which you relate with the world is going to be in a very Plutonian and Martian way, you being a Scorpio moon. As a Scorpio moon, you can just tell by the way that I'm even speaking of this, I'm getting into the flavor of a Scorpio right now. I'm like getting super intense. I just felt the room shift because I'm speaking about Pluto and Mars in the moon sign. You are going to really value others by the intensity in which they are able to open themselves up to you. You as a Scorpio moon, you like to scope out the scene and you like to scope out the emotional flavor of what you are a part of. And if you do not deem people worthy in the sense that they are emotionally available, if they are spiritually capable, if they are down to earth, if they are open and vulnerable, but still has a sense about them or the situation, you're not going to want to be a part of it. You just don't like fake surface shit, for lack of a better word. I can dance around what I'm trying to say, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. You do not like surface level bullshit. You just don't. It's just not within your makeup. It's not within who you are. You are going to be someone that loves people who are real and raw and just not what the mass production of the world is, or what you see on Instagram or what you see on TV and what you miss me with that as a Scorpio moon. As a Scorpio moon, you're like, give me the real. Like, who are you? Like, what have you gone through? Like, lay it on me, put your weight on me. Like, Like, tell me what your traumas are. Tell me what your emotions are. Like, tell me what you've been through. And then when people do that for you, and when people are out and open and are themselves like that, you go, wow, you know what? That person is worthy of my love because they are just who they are, and they don't give a fuck who likes them or who doesn't like them, because you carry yourself the same way in a very subtle way. You carry yourself like that. You know, I'd say that you are very protective. Again, let me get this right. Hold on. With the Scorpio moon, it's like you value people who are open and are themselves, and you want to relate with people who are that way and who are open to the world. But it's funny because you're not that way with the world. You are a little bit more reserved in the first initial impressions. In the first initial impressions, you're that way. But when you get to know a Scorpio moon, and a Scorpio moon opens themselves up and is like, okay, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna be friends, we're gonna be lovers, we're gonna be whatever, I'm gonna date you, I'm gonna be your friend, I'm gonna be your colleague, you'll start to see over time that this person can handle all that. They can handle all of that craziness or realness or intensity. This person at their core is the container in which all of that chaos can be witnessed and taken care of and valued. You know, you value that in others. You value the rawness in others. You value the sheer just like openness of others, but you aren't that way. You are that way in the way of like, I can value it, I can appreciate it, and I can handle it, but you are a little bit more reserved. And I'm not gonna say that you're not that way. It's like you are, but you aren't. You don't really show that out to the world. That's more like Aries. I'd say like Aries, you and Aries probably get along a lot because Aries displays that chaos. They display that raw, you know, I'm gonna be out here taking names, breaking eggs to make an omelet. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, right? And so you probably value that if you were to ever see an Aries or come across Aries-like people, right? Because you guys relate with each other with Mars, right? Like Mars is in an Aries and it's also in a Scorpio. And so as a Scorpio, if you were to see a Aries driven person or a Martian driven person displaying that intensity, you would understand it. But it is because you are also ruled by Pluto that makes it hidden. It makes that intensity that Aries would be doing out in the world and out in the open. Pluto comes in and says, okay, you are that way, but you're gonna be a little bit more tactful in the way that you show it. You're gonna be a little bit more mysterious. You're gonna be a little bit more far away and unreachable. And you are going to be met. You're gonna be met as a Scorpio moon. You're gonna attract a lot of people who want to test that emotional fortitude within you. There's gonna be a lot of situations, a lot of trauma, a lot of things in your life, a lot of partners that are gonna come in on the scene and just be, they're gonna give you all that rawness, they're gonna give you all that passion, they're gonna give you all that intensity. They're gonna meet you with what you can handle, and they're gonna give you what you are asking for, and it's almost gonna attune you to the point where you're not gonna like anything less than that. If people aren't real and intense with you, you're like, you're boring or you're fake and I'm out because you're not being real with me. And I know you're the type of person that you're like, look, if you've had a perfect life, don't talk to me because I can't relate. You're like, I can't relate. That's not me. Bye. See ya. Give me. You're like, give me that Edward Cullen. Give me that Edward Cullen, Christian Grey, 50 Shades of Grey type love, type union, type sex, type, like give me that or get out of my face. Like you're literally that. And that is how you relate with the world as a Scorpio moon. You're very, very, very intense emotionally. And I'd say that that's because your mom was probably a very intense figure. Your mom probably induced a lot of trauma on you, or there was a lot of trauma between you and your mother, or your mother and you were in very traumatizing situations together. And so that made the bond and the emotional bond between you and your mother very intense. Or your mother was just someone who was very emotional with you, very, very emotional with you, down to your core. You probably have a bond with your mother that's very karmic, very intense. You know, you guys love hard and y'all fight hard, you and your mom. And it's passionate, but that is the lens in which your mother kind of trained you to relate with the world. And so now when you step out of your childhood home and you're an adult, it's like your emotional center is just in that. It's like, if I don't find that, or if I'm not in that, then you're just like, I don't want that. Like, I'm bored, you know? So yeah, that's my Scorpio moon video. If you are a Scorpio moon, write down below. I know you may be shy and I know you want to keep it to yourself, but my Scorpio videos always get the most views because, again, I'm telling you, my Scorpios, y'all want to know it all, see it all, and y'all just are investigating who you are, and that's good. That means you're on the right track. But my Scorpio moons, write down below if this video rang true for you. You know, I'm just sitting behind my books in my computer and researching, and I don't know a lot of Scorpio moons. I know some, I think I know a Scorpio rising. My brother's a Scorpio, but I don't know a Scorpio moon, you know? So if this rings true for you, write down below if this rang true for you. And most importantly, if you really want to do something, I want you to write down where your Scorpio moon in the houses are. Where does your moon fall in the houses as a Scorpio moon? Because that will also tell me what exactly your Scorpio moon is going to be using its emotional faculties in. I'll reply what that means for you. I'll give you a little freebie. But if you would like a more in-depth reading, a love reading, a career reading, a destiny reading, a general reading of your unique alignments and your unique placements within your chart, and a full picture of what that is for you in your life, hit my links below, email me, and I would love to read you, Scorpio moon. I know you would love a reading. I know you would. So just hit it below. I have a little special going on for $10 right now in 2023 that may change whenever you're looking at this video. But I love you, my Scorpio moons. Don't change your intensity for anyone. There's going to be the right person, the right places, and the right things that will not only value your intensity, but it will be needed. And you will also be someone that not only transforms yourself, but you will transform others through your emotional center. By you being there for someone and being someone that someone can rely on at their worst hour, on their worst days, in their worst moments, you are going to be someone that is just irreplaceable and life-changing and needed. So I love you, don't change, and I will see y'all on the next video, all right? Y'all have a good one. Bye.